agri-communication firm Isoko Ghana is predicting a drop in the price of food items for the month of April. This follows a significant price reduction for some commodities at the close of July. And let's talk more on this. And Francis Danso, content manager of Isoko Ghana, joins me via phone for a little discussion on this. Thanks so much for joining me this evening, Francis.
You're welcome.
Right, so you're predicting a reduction in food prices for April. First of all, tell us why.
Yes, because as we said in the previous month, we are entering into the period where we harvest almost all the commodities that we planted during the planting season, which is going to increase the volumes available to us, and therefore on the market too is going to increase the volumes, which is going to cause the prices to drop. Okay.
So I'm assuming that this is the right time for the Ghana Food and Buffer Stock to store excess food. The Buffer Stock company has said that our 40 warehouses are now ready to be used for the country. Is this enough? And would that address our issues with food?
Yes, I believe that we need to, when we talk about the buffer stock, we need to define what they are doing or their role in terms of the value chain. One, are they going to be a backstop to mop up excess volumes from the market so that we don't have a glut for prices to fall ridiculously low? Or are they also coming in as business entities that are going to compete with the other people already in the market who are taking the produce of the producers? Once we know the role that they want to play, then we can, whatever they are going to do, we look at it in that light as to the kind of role that they want to play within the ecosystem that we have.
I want to believe that, having said that, then it means you don't have a clear idea of how the buffer stock is going to go about this. Is it not too late for them to do this, especially when we are having enough food on the market now?
Previous years, what we know they do is that during harvest, they also go in and then purchase the produce of the farmers. What we need to get an understanding of is whether they are going to continue or looking at the peculiar situation in which we are now.
Yes, go ahead, Francis.
Yes, looking at the peculiar situation in which we are now, whether they are going to perform the role of making sure that they can get enough volumes in their warehouses and then release them as and when the market needs them. Because we are in a very peculiar situation this year where the COVID and everything is making most economies around the world, some of them going into recession. And so we need to be able to feed our people without any issues.
This is based on the data that you're collecting on the ground as key players. Are we secure when it comes to food and supply?
What I would say is that when it comes to the period in which we are, we have enough to take care of us. But moving beyond November, going into December, if we do not have a way to keep the excesses that we will have and make sure we release them as and when the market needs them, we are going to run into difficulty.
All right, let's do some good news before you go. Local rice has now been listed on the commodity exchange. What does this mean for the exchange?
I think that it is good because it means that now we are getting more commodities being listed, which means that producers will have, and then consumers or buyers will have the opportunity to be able to trade these commodities virtually, which is good news for all players involved.
All right, content manager from Isoko, Francis Danso, thanks so much this evening for joining us on Business Live.